And if you want to just move over just a little bit more, Sid.
This way?
Yeah, just a little bit more. That's good. This is my friend Sid Hall, who's one of the most outstanding members, citizens of Lethbridge. He goes back a long ways with the Lethbridge Hurricanes.
Sugar Kings.
The Sugar Kings, you bet. And he alone was instrumental in bringing up Lanny McDonald and a lot of other great hockey players that made it all the way to the NHL. He knew Harry Ballard in Toronto, which he visited quite a few times while running his very successful optical business. And he also served glasses and fixed glasses and checked eyes for a lot of the people here in Lethbridge for years and years and years. And Sid should be remembered as, like I said, as an outstanding citizen of Lethbridge who brought up these hockey players, and as such, and Lanny and quite a few others, going on to the Indian reserves and ousting young hockey players out of bed and getting them going and doing just kind-hearted things like that. Spending his own time to get these youthful hockey players to give it their utmost and try to make it and succeed in the dreams that these young men had. So I'd just like to ask Sid to talk a little bit about himself and present himself to you. Maybe, Sid, can we start about your family?
Yeah, I got 4 boys and a girl and a wife. Yeah, this is my second wife. My first wife passed away many years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but everything's going well.
Everything's going well. And Sid is 89 years old too. He was he had his latest birthday March 31st, was it, Sid?
29th of March.
29th, I was close. 29th of March. And could you talk a little bit about Lanny McDonald, Sid?
Well, he was a destined pro, the way he handled himself, and I haven't seen him in many years, but I don't imagine he's changed. He was an honorable guy and come from a good home and that sort of thing, and that's important, and probably the most important thing for him, that he came from a well-respected home.
Mm-hmm. And that means a lot with younger hockey players and their misdemeanor and
when you get to look after them and they're away from home, you got to be good, or it's not a pleasant job to run a hockey team.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you ran the Lethbridge Sugar Kings for how long, Sid?
Oh mercy, I don't know. I can't think of when I started. It's a long time ago, hell. Yeah. It's hard for me to remember back that far.
Yeah, it's hard for me to remember my last birthday, Sid.
Yeah, well, you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I'm getting older too. Sid also sits with the Christian guys, pastors, mostly pastors at Smitty's Coffee House here on the south side of Lethbridge, and he's been going there, and he started this coffee group back 27 years ago or so, and there was just 2 people, and that one person died. And what was his name?
Howard Good.
Howard Good. He must have been a good man.
Yeah. Well, I went to school with him when I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he lived close by where my folks. Mm-hmm. But I known him all my life, I guess, or knew him all my life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sid was instrumental, not in bringing up love for these hockey players, Lanny McDonald and as such, and the natives on the reserve who they'd have to drag out of bed. And some of them went a long ways in hockey too. And Sid also was instrumental of being a kind, loving father to his children and his wife Sherry and his past wife. And he also he just loves his church life. He really does. He goes to the Lutheran church here on the south side of Lethbridge, him and Sherry. And I've attended there a few times, and it's just a beautiful church with a bunch of beautiful people and really good ministry. And Sid's a devout Christian, and so was his father and his mother. And they went to First United Church.
That's right.
When the church I'm going to now, which is called the Misericordia. And how long ago was that, Sid, when your father was painting signs and going about things?
A long time ago. You know, I never stop and think, but I think I'd be surprised how many years ago that was. 40 years ago?
40 years ago.
But maybe, no, I'm, what am I now? I was born in 1928, so I can't remember how old I am. I don't want it really, but...
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, my dad... What was the question you asked?
Oh, he was a sign painter.
Sign writer,
Sign writer.
Yeah.
I just want to hear a little history of some of the things that you told me before, as where you would faithfully drive me to Smitty's every Tuesday morning, as I'm going green and I don't have a car. And Sid's just been like a loving father to me, doing that for years and years and years now. But about your father, he was a Christian, good Christian man.
Yeah.
And was he in the war, Sid?
Both wars he was.
Both wars.
In the First World War he was in the trenches. Second World War he he guarded prisoners. I used to tell him, you should let them guys go and then shoot them. But his answer was, we can't do that because one day we'll be friends with them. Well, I thought for sure he'd flipped, but however, it worked out that way.
It did work out that way too.
Yeah.
Some of the guys, there was a couple of guys, Pete was one, and Dave's another, that are German, that sit at our table in Smitty's, and they were the kindest, loving people that you ever met. Pete passed away. He leaves behind a wife, Sharon, who lives at River Ridge Condos, where I live also. But Dave Knelson is still with the guys, and I think we have to look at the German race as the way Sid does now. After he talked to his father, and the German people did turn out to be our friends, and they started out in society in the war prisoner war camps, and then they mingled with the people, and here they are today, some of the most loving, most respectful people in all of Canada, the German race.
A lot of those prisoners of war here came back after the war, and they're citizens now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Isn't that fantastic? And they brought and they married women out here.
Yeah.
Had children and started a beautiful life. And
yeah, it doesn't make sense. Hey, they kill one another and stuff like that. And
only God knows why that happens.
Yeah, I guess so. Said. I guess that's the reason. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
But I never heard my dad say one unkind thing about him. And he was in the First World War in the trenches, and he guarded him in the Second War. He never said a bad word about any of them.
Mm-hmm.
No, amazing.
Yeah, your father was truly a loving Christian
man. Yeah, he was, without a doubt, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My mom, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me a little bit more about Harry Ballard and the days when you used to go to Toronto and your trips with Southern Optical, which you owned for many years?
Optical Prescription.
Optical Prescription,
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Well, I used to go every year to getting down to Toronto. I guess it was they had a convention down there, and I that was an excuse for me to go, or for them to take me there, and I met a lot of good people.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a lot of good times, and Yeah, it's. I figured it was a privilege that I was able to do that because it costs a lot of money to move around the country by airplane.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
So it was an honor to meet Harry Ballard.
oh yeah, yeah, and Stafford Smythe, his dad. Well, him and his dad own the Toronto Maple Leafs, and yeah, I met him, and they're interesting people to meet with, but they're high above everybody else, I think. But anyway.
Well, I think they were honored to meet you, Sid Hall. You're sitting in the Alberta Hockey Hall of Hall of Fame in Red Deer, Alberta, right now, and you're recognized throughout Alberta as one of the great outstanding men that brought up young hockey players to be what they are today.
Yeah, I guess. But I enjoyed every second.
Oh, exactly. You just love the sport, didn't you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't go today. I don't know why. I watch it on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
If Sherry hasn't got something better to do, or but yeah, it's in my blood, I guess. But I'm getting too old to go out at night in a cold winter night to a hockey game. But
well, why not? You got the comfort right here of a television, a Philips 42-inch beautiful television set in his beautiful home, and who would want to go out there at 89 years old and trudge in the snow, because you used to like to walk everywhere you went. So I have no doubt that you'd be walking to the Sportsplex doing that, and Sherry would grab you and say, "Sid, what the hell are you doing? Get back in here."
I certainly would walk home. By the time the traffic would leave there and you'd be home before you could get your car here.
Exactly. I've been at the Sportsplex too, and I know what that's like. The Burton Cummings concert.
Oh yeah.
We had to park off in the one side there. Just there was quite a few cars there, and we had to make sure we parked to one side just to find our car.
Yeah.
But what was it like getting your name in the Hockey Hall of Fame at Red Deer, Sid?
Well, it certainly was an honor, and I don't think I ever did that much. I run a junior team here, and I worked with Alberta Amateur Hockey Association, but I just loved doing it, and I didn't think anything of it. And one day they put me into the Hockey Hall of Fame, which is not hard to take.
No, that's right. That would be quite the honor.
Yeah, I think it was. And my dad and mom were really proud, and of course my wife, and I guess my kids too. But yeah.
And so were all the people that you brought up in hockey when they found that out, weren't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lots of them, I'll tell you. It's hard to remember back how many years it was, but.
Would you like to see Lanny McDonald again, Sid Hall?
Oh, I had a chance to run into him. I certainly wouldn't pass it by.
Oh yeah, well maybe one of these days he's gonna give you a phone call. What's your phone number, Sid?
327 No, that's
327-7591?
591.
Yeah, it's
327-7591.
Yeah, there we go, with area code 403.
Yeah.
Alberta.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you came from just a loving father and a loving family, Sid, and you brought up all these people in hockey. You just lived an outstanding Christian life with two outstanding Christian women, and Sherry's still with you now. You got 4 boys and 1 girl.
1 girl, yeah.
And 1 girl, and your girl's off in BC, or she's... Yeah,
Cranbrook.
In Cranbrook.
Yeah.
She's in Cranbrook. And how many granddaughters do you have also? And grandsons?
She got 4 kids, I think. 4 boys and a girl.
But total altogether, can you think of how many you got?
Mitch has got... Oh, golly, 2 or 3. Yeah, Tyler, Jesse, 2. That's Mitch's kids. Yeah.
And can you name your kids all off one by one? Their names?
My kids?
Your kids, yeah.
Yeah, the oldest one was Donnie, and he's married to Judy, and
Okay.
the second one was Joni. She's married to Gary Dolanchuk, and they have, holy crow, I can't think of the kids' names.
David Hall.
David was my his second youngest son. Donnie was my oldest boy, and then Mitch, and David and Jim, and then in there I had the second oldest child was a girl.
Was a girl.
Joan, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to move just a little bit more? Said this way. Just come this way. No, yeah, that's it. That's good. Well, Sid Hall, I think being a good friend of mine and a loving father to me, like I said before, I think you've had one hell of an outstanding life, and you're a man that always told me that we have so many days, we're given so many days when we were born.
Yeah, that's right.
And Sid, I think at 89, you're going to be given a lot more days yet.
Well, as long as it isn't tough to get around, it'll be all right, I guess.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That's right. So don't walk no more, and sit down and watch the Las Vegas Knights tonight. Beat the hell out of the Washington Capitals.
Is that who's playing tonight?
That's who's playing tonight. Yeah, and enjoy that game. And what do you think of Ovechkin? I mean, Ovechkin.
Well, he's got a lot of talent, and there's probably guys that are better than him that don't want to come to the NHL, but he's a good hockey player.
He is. He's like a mad dog too. To see the way he looks.
Yeah.
He's one of my. I think he's one of my favorite hockey players. But my favorite hockey player is Lanny McDonald, of course.
Yeah. But you got to be aggressive if you want to be good in that game. Mm-hmm. Even if you're a coach and manager, you got to be real aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Well, Sid, you've had one hell of a life.
Oh, yeah.
And I just want you to wave at the camera to everybody. Say hi to Lanny.
Hi, Lanny.
Hi, Lanny. Say hi to the barrel, the people in Toronto, Harry Ballard and his sons.
Yeah.
There's too many of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's just been an honor for me, Dale Sorokin, knowing Sid Hall, and I continue to know him. Like I said, he could live till he's 110 yet.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Sid. So everybody, this is Sid Hall, the great Sid Hall from Lethbridge, Alberta. Thank you very much.
Thank you.